Rory? I know this is pretty immediate of me, but this weekend I'll be heading back to my parents' place.
What? You're going home by yourself?
Yup. On Friday night, my plan is to take the nightly bus all the way back home to their town. You're still going to be working on Saturday, right?
That's right. We're in the middle of a rough wave, so I won't be able to take any time off either. Is there something you're going back to your parents' house for?
My friend got into an accident and is now in the hospital. I want to go and see him and all while I still can. Since I'm already going to be back in my hometown then, I thought I might as well just stay with my parents for the weekend and hang out.
So you're staying for the entire weekend?
Yep. I already contacted my parents about it and they both said it was okay.
Is that right?
Oh, what's wrong with going back to stay at my parents' house?
I never said there was anything wrong with that, Robert. Let me just ask this to make sure, but are you sure you don't want me coming with you?
Oh, don't worry about me. This is about me being there with a friend of mine you've never even met, and it's not like you're going to be able to take time off work anyway. My parents were also both saying they only wanted me coming home, so...
I see. Okay then.
I finished work.
I hope you had a good day there.
I did, and now I'm going to start taking the long bus ride back to my parents' place. Oh, that's right. While I'm back at their house, don't you dare contact me about anything.
What?
Not myself or my parents.
Why can't I?
I'll be going to visit my friend in the hospital, and I don't want it going off all the time. And when I'm back at my parents' house, I'd like to have a taste of what things were like back in the day when I never had a phone. You know what I mean? In other words, I just want to take things easy, huh? If I start getting calls and texts from you, I might start remembering just how stressful things really are for me.
Okay.
I don't mean that as a bad thing, though.
Well, it's not a problem.
Oh, I need to start moving now or else I'm gonna miss that bus. See you later.
Have a good trip. Mom, good evening. This is about what I mentioned to you before.
Hello, Rory. And good evening to you, too. How are things going there?
Just as I expected. I'm heading back home now is all I really got from him. He told me that he had just finished up work and would be getting on the night bus to head to your guys' place for the weekend.
I see. Just to be sure that there wasn't someone like that, my husband and I called all around and heard nothing about one of his friends being in the hospital right now. Everyone around here knows about Robert, so I made sure to ask every single person I could about one of his friends, and nothing came back about one being injured.
Thank you for doing that. I'm sorry if that took a lot of your time away from you, though.
No worries about that.
Another thing, Robert told me not to contact him at all while he's back with you guys.
Oh, why could that have been?
He said something about not wanting his phone ringing all the time while he's at the hospital. And about how while he's back at your guys' place, he wants to feel like a child again with no stress. Those things.
I see. All right, then. I'm so sorry for what my little brat has done to you.
No, you don't have to apologize. The fact that I have both you and Dad helping me out with all of this has really made me feel strong and confident inside.
I'm not sure if that kid is really going to be making his way back here or not soon, but my husband and I are going to do exactly as we told you and head out to that resort for the weekend.
I'll leave all of that to you. Now, be careful out there, please.
Thank you. And you take care as well. Try not to overdo yourself.
Sure. Thank you for saying that.
Rory, things are going as we assumed they would. Robert just got here and checked into the hotel with a very young woman at his side.
Roger that, Mom.
So once they've begun eating dinner and a couple of hours have passed since then, we can start our plan of attack, right?
Correct. Please do your best.
By the way, Rory, that woman he's with, she's the daughter of someone I know.
Wait, are you serious?
Because of that, there's no reason for us to change our plan of attack now. That girl has done all kinds of stuff with men and has made a reputation for herself here in town.
So that's the kind of person she is.
I just never thought that my own son would be taken away by someone like her.
Mom.
I'm sorry about that. I didn't need to mention that right now. I'll make sure to tell you all about that woman in a little bit, all right?
Understood. Please and thank you.
Robert, I'm in trouble.
What? Mom? Did something really bad happen or something? I never thought I'd hear that you're in trouble from you.
The car at your house got ran into.
Huh? Are you talking about my car?
That's right.
Wait, hold on a second. I never heard anything about my car getting run into or anything like that. If something like that had really happened, I would have heard about the news of it before anyone else, including you, right? And I haven't heard a word from Rory about it either.
Right now, who all heard first about your car doesn't matter. Just know that your car was ruined when it was hit, and this is an emergency.
I get that this is a huge problem.
Where are you at right now?
What? I'm at a resort with one of my friends right now.
Well, then tell them that something's come up and that you need to head home right now.
What?
Are you more worried about your friend and that resort, or about your family and your car, which was just ruined?
I get it already. Yo, Rory, I'm on the bus right now heading back to the house. Did my car really end up getting destroyed after being hit? Well, I never heard anything from you about that before. Does that mean you weren't even aware of that happening yet or something? Hey, are you going to pick up your phone and reply to me yet? Yo, what the hell is all of this about? Was I really just lied to about my car being hit and destroyed? Who the hell was the one that made up all that crap about my car?
Well, hello, Robert. Are you back at the house now?
Hey, Rory! Where the hell are you at right now? You should be finished with work by now, right?
I'm finished.
Well then, where the hell have you been this whole time?
The next town over, back at my parents' house.
What the hell is going on over there? I heard about how my car was hit and ruined by my mom, which has turned out to be some massive bull crap.
Oh? I had told your mom that everything would be up to her in terms of that. But I guess telling you that your car was ruined would be the best way of getting you to come home as soon as possible.
Huh? I'm not really sure what's going on here, but you knew about the lie? And you were able to get my mom to lie to me about it all? In other words, both you and my mom were in on all of this? Why would the both of you do this to me?
Were you too busy smooching with that girlfriend of yours at the resort for all of this?
Huh?
I knew you would be, so I made sure that your mom made up a really good lie that would get you to run home without even thinking first, and taking you away from her.
What are you going on about? I don't have any girlfriend right now.
Listen, Robert, sorry to say, but I know all about you and her.
What?
That girl you've been cheating on me with happens to have lived in the same neighborhood as your parents do, but has now been living close to you and I ever since she moved out here after high school. And she so happens to be only 19 years old and working at that favorite bar of yours here in town, right? Did you get so excited about seeing a girl close to 10 years younger than you from the past and taking things one step too far because of it? I'm sorry, but it is frickin' disgusting that a man who is almost 30 now has been having sex with a girl who is just over half his age now.
What? How did you find out about this?
Both your mom and your dad went to a resort close by to their town, thinking that would be just the place you'd be heading to with her. They were both the ones that saw everything play out, by the way.
What?
They saw you checking into the place with her, standing right beside you that whole time.
They were able to find out where I'd be staying with her? How did they manage that?
Listen to this, Robert. I had a look at the computer the other night, and on Google there was still a tab open to that resort, and it was saying thank you for booking 2 nights there this weekend.
What? You used that website as well, then?
Did you not just hear me say that I logged into the computer and that tab was still open? I was actually getting on to book a place for my mom and I to go for myself this weekend. And that's when I ran into what you'd left for me to see.
Damn it!
After having a look at more of the search history thereafter, I found this wasn't the first time you'd done this either. There was at least 3 times you'd gone and booked a room for 2 on that website. But I never went anywhere with you before. That was the moment I realized that you were most likely cheating on me and that I needed to talk with your parents about it.
And so, that's how the 2 of them found where I'd be staying.
That's right, Robert. Next time you want to keep something completely hidden from me, do so by exiting out of those tabs after reserving a room. Or better yet, do all of that on your phone, please.
I should have known something was up when it was my mom telling me about my car having been hit and ruined like she did.
You have always had that soft spot in your heart for your mom, to the point that you'll just listen to anything she has to say to you without a doubt in your mind. Well, that really came to bite you in the ass this time, right?
God damn it!
One other thing. I'll leave everything that comes after this for your dad to handle.
My dad?
I heard something before from him about how he'd be calling in some help in order to get you trained into being a decent human being again. I'm sure someone's going to be there for you very soon now. Can you hear them coming yet?
What the hell is up with this all blacked out van?
In other words, what you're saying is that they're here for you?
That's what I'm saying!
I'm pretty sure you're in the middle of a crisis over there, so it's surprising you can still text me right now.
I told them to let me text you so I could ask one last thing, and so they gave me my phone back and let me talk with you. Why would a blacked out van be sent to get me?
Well, that van is the company van for a mining company.
What kind of mining company are you talking about?
One that mines coal. It's the kind of place ne'er-do-wells like yourself end up working at when the rest of the world can't deal with their childish crap anymore. And where they go to learn how to be a proper adult and someone who can be considered a human being again, instead of some stinky pile of trash. I hear that a lot of the people that go to work in those mines come out changed men afterwards.
What the hell? And wait, I'm not some stupid ne'er-do-well.
And that's why you're going to work there now. You don't seem to get who you really are yet.
And wait, what about the company I'm currently working for right now?
Hey, come on now. I know you've been fired by them a long time ago.
What?
After I found out you were cheating on me, I gave your last boss a call and asked about what you'd been doing at work. Turns out that your last boss and I went to the same school together, and he told me all about what actually happened to you some time ago. You'd make out with your coworkers of yours in the company car, and sometimes take them to hotels after work to stay the night. You'd also bring them along with you on your business trips. And then it was found out that you'd spend company money on women, and when asked about all of those things you'd been doing, you said they were all BS. So the company had you fired, right?
Wait, who the hell told you all of those things again? You said it was my last boss who you know?
I am not reminding you who they are. I hear that you already paid the company back for what you used on yourself, but were then asked for some more when the company realized that was only the tip of the iceberg.
Damn it! You've seriously found everything out about me!
If you're really that much of a pile of crap, then you're better off down in those mines being of some use to this world.
I'll go find myself another job instead of this crap.
That's a lot coming from the same man that stopped working after being fired for embezzlement and then used his time and remaining money to go out with a 19-year-old.
But...
As for the divorce and the settlement, you'll hear all about that in a few days from my lawyer.
What?
Start thinking to yourself that you are never going to be seeing me ever again, all right?
Are you freaking kidding me, Rory?
Goodbye forever.
Rory!
According to the neighbors, the scene unfolded like a chaotic comedy. Robert was in a state of panic when he saw a group of muscular men emerge from the sleek black van parked next to our house. The sight of these intimidating figures sent him into a frenzy. He was shouting, "No, please stop!" in a voice that was more pitiful than threatening, as he darted around the yard, desperately trying to escape whatever fate he thought awaited him. It was as if he had lost all sense of dignity. His frantic movements seemed almost comical, flailing about as he attempted to evade them. But in the midst of his chaotic escape, he stumbled over absolutely nothing, a complete misstep, and that was the tipping point. He ended up crashing headfirst into the garden pond, splashing water everywhere. The image of him, completely soaked and disoriented, is one I can't help but chuckle at even now. Despite being drenched from head to toe, the men didn't let him off the hook. They unceremoniously dragged him out of the pond and proceeded to haul him away to the coal mines dormitory, their intentions no doubt less than pleasant. It was a fitting end to his embarrassing display, though I had to admit I felt a strange sense of satisfaction watching him be taken away, water dripping from him like some sort of a defeated cartoon character. Meanwhile, the female college student involved in this whole mess found herself facing her own consequences. In light of the emotional damages I had demanded from her, she was promptly expelled from her university. It seemed like a swift decision, perhaps to protect the institution's reputation from any further fallout. She quickly found herself a job, likely out of necessity, as the reality of her situation hit her hard. I heard that she also ended up joining the same group that was linked to Robert, which made for a curious twist of fate. When I filed for divorce, I also demanded compensation for emotional distress. The agreed-upon amount would be deducted from both of their salaries at the respective companies where they now worked. It's interesting how life has a way of tying people together, even after a relationship has crumbled into pieces. As for Robert and the young woman, both have now been assigned to different locations within their organizations. They're reportedly undergoing rigorous training under strict supervisors who believe in a tough-love approach to education. From what I gather, they're working hard, facing a kind of mentorship that is both challenging and, dare I say, possibly character-building. It's ironic that they now have to deal with harsh mentors, considering that their earlier actions stemmed from a lack of responsibility. The transition from a carefree student life to one filled with the pressures of a working environment must be a jarring experience for them. Robert, in particular, used to live a life where he could laugh off his mistakes, and now he is likely learning that the world doesn't operate that way. He might be grappling with the consequences of his actions in a much more profound way than he ever anticipated. I often wonder how they are handling their new lives. It's almost poetic justice. While they were enjoying what they thought was a fun, carefree existence, they now find themselves in positions where they have to work hard to regain some semblance of respectability. Life can change in an instant, and for both of them, it has become a harsh lesson in accountability. As for me, the divorce process and everything surrounding it were undeniably challenging. But I feel a sense of closure knowing that they are now facing the repercussions of their actions. The emotional toll it took on me was significant, but watching them deal with their own consequences offers a form of vindication. I can move on with my life, and they have to face their new reality, one that involves hard work and the guidance of tough mentors. I've also started to find my own path forward. It's liberating to think that I can make decisions without having to consider the whims of someone else. While they're caught up in a world of hard lessons and difficult tasks, I can focus on my own growth and happiness. The burden of their choices no longer weighs on me. Instead, I feel a sense of lightness and freedom. The universe has a way of balancing things out, and for Robert and the college student, the reality of their situation is a stark reminder of how important it is to take responsibility for one's actions. They thought they could have a carefree life, but now they're learning that every choice has consequences. It's hard not to feel a bit smug about the whole situation. I can't help but smile at the irony. Life has a way of catching up with people, and while I was the one left to pick up the pieces after their reckless decisions, they are now the ones who must navigate the difficult waters of adulthood with all its responsibilities. It feels like I've turned a page in my own life, and they're now stuck in a chapter filled with lessons about accountability and the weight of choices.